Offensive formation scenario specifically, not just defensive coordination. Offensive means practicing how to attack carrier strike group if necessary, how to overwhelm defenses, how to achieve hits. According to Iranian military statements, drills improve joint command and control, different languages, different communication systems, different doctrines, all must coordinate seamlessly during actual combat. These exercises build that coordination. Russian officers on Iranian ships, Iranian officers on Russian vessels, Chinese liaison officers coordinating between both. Interoperability improves with each annual iteration, and 2026 is the most sophisticated yet. According to Defense Security Asia, this year's exercise reflects deepening military coordination structured around shared skepticism of Western naval predominance. Shared skepticism is diplomatic language. Real meaning, Russia, China, Iran, all face American military pressure. All benefit from cooperation. All threaten American interests through joint action. That threat is not invasion, not occupation. Threat is access denial, making it too costly for America to operate in these waters. Too risky, too uncertain. Access denial is achieved through asymmetric means. Fast boats, mines, coastal missiles, submarines, drones, all relatively cheap, all potentially effective against expensive carriers in confined waters. One American carrier costs $13 billion. One Iranian fast boat costs maybe $500,000. The cost exchange ratio favors Iran if fast boats achieve hits. And Iran has 1,000 fast boats. Russia provides advanced cruise missiles. China provides electronic warfare technology. The asymmetric arsenal improves continuously through these partnerships. Now, let me show you what the closure of Hormuz portions means economically. Because even temporary closures during exercises create insurance market nervousness. Actual economic impact. Lloyd's of London underwrites Hormuz transit insurance. War risk premiums currently 0.35 to 0.45% of hull value per voyage. If fighting occurs, premiums can triple overnight. 300% increase based on 1980s tanker war precedent. Per voyage cost jumps from $400,000 to $1.4 million. But if Hormuz experiences actual sustained closure, insurance becomes unavailable at any price. Lloyd's withdraws coverage. Tankers cannot transit without insurance. Commercial shipping stops completely. Iran, demonstrating ability to close straight during exercises, sends message to insurance markets. We can do this, believe it. Price your policies accordingly. That pricing affects oil markets immediately, even before physical disruption occurs. Fear of disruption equals actual disruption economically. Prices rise. Buyers panic. Strategic reserves draw down. Japan, South Korea, India all watching these exercises nervously. Their oil imports transit Hormuz. Their economies depend on passage remaining open. Their governments prefer diplomacy over American strikes. That preference creates political pressure on Washington. Allies quietly asking America to make deal. Avoid confrontation, keep Hormuz open, preserve economic stability, even if deal is imperfect. This is leverage Iran gains through these drills. Not military leverage alone, economic leverage, political leverage, alliance leverage, all demonstrated through coordinated exercises with Russia and China. According to the national reporting, these drills raise fears of accidental escalation. Ships from multiple nations operating in confined waters, communication barriers, potential misunderstandings. One mistake triggers crisis. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance said yesterday talks in Geneva made progress, but certain red lines remain on enrichment, missiles, and regional proxies. Red lines mean unbridgeable gaps, potentially. If gaps remain unbridgeable, military option activates. And military option now means operating in waters where Russia and China conduct exercises simultaneously. Operational complication, political complication, strategic complication. Pentagon planners must account for Russian warships present during American strikes on Iran. What if Russian vessel is damaged accidentally? What if Chinese destroyer collects targeting data? These complications do not prevent strikes, but they make authorization harder, make political cost higher, make international consequences more unpredictable. Exactly what Iran wants these drills to achieve. Now let me show you what Nikolai Patrushev said about building multipolar world order on the oceans, his framework for understanding these exercises strategically. According to Patrushev's interview with Argumenti I Facti, Russia works to build multipolar world order on oceans in response to Western hegemony. Multipolar means multiple power centers, not American dominance, not unipolar world. Multipolar means Russia, China, Iran collectively balance American naval power through coordination, through joint exercises, through strategic alignment increasingly. Patrushev specifically mentioned BRICS should be given full-fledged strategic maritime dimension. BRICS includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, plus new members Iran, UAE, Egypt, Ethiopia. BRICS naval coordination means significantly more countries participating in exercises like maritime security belt, more ships, more capabilities, more geographic scope, more credible alternative to American-led maritime order. The first BRICS naval exercise, Will for Peace 2026, was held in January, South Atlantic. Russia, China, Iran, UAE, South Africa participated, practicing multinational coordination far from American bases. Maritime Security Belt 2026 builds on that, practices same coordination in strategically vital Hormuz Strait, where American carriers operate, where tensions are highest, where stakes are greatest. This is not random scheduling. According to multiple analysts, timing is deliberate. Maximum pressure on Washington, maximum demonstration of alternatives, maximum leverage during Geneva negotiations, all synchronized precisely. The synchronization reveals sophisticated strategy, not reactive improvisation, planned coordination across diplomatic, military, economic domains simultaneously, all advancing same objective, avoiding American strikes through demonstrating costs. Those costs are not just military casualties. Costs include Russian diplomatic opposition at UN, Chinese economic retaliation possibilities, BRICS institutional alternatives, oil market disruption, alliance fractures, all multiplicative costs. American strikes might succeed militarily, destroy nuclear facilities, degrade IRGC capabilities, achieve tactical objectives. But strategic costs may exceed tactical gains. That is Iran's calculation, Russia's calculation, China's calculation. And these exercises make that calculation visible, force American planners to account for it, force Trump to weigh risks beyond immediate military operation, force consideration of broader consequences. Now let me show you what happens if American strikes proceed while Russian warships operate in same waters. Specific scenarios Pentagon must plan for currently. Scenario 1. American Tomahawk cruise missiles transit airspace near Russian corvette. Russian air defense system tracks them. Does Russia engage, defend against perceived threat, or observe only? If Russia engages American missiles, even defensively, that is direct confrontation. Escalation beyond Iran-America conflict potentially triggers broader crisis, requires immediate presidential decisions, potentially derails entire operation. Scenario 2. American airstrikes create debris, sinking ships, burning oil. Debris field expands, Russian warship is in vicinity. Does debris damage Russian vessel accidentally? How does Russia respond? Even accidental damage to Russian warship creates diplomatic crisis. Russia demands explanation, compensation, apology. China supports Russia's position. BRICS condemns American recklessness. Security Council convenes. Political mess. Scenario 3. Iranian forces attack American carrier. American carrier defends, returns fire, sinks Iranian vessels. Russian corvette is nearby, collects data, records everything, later provides to international media. Russian footage of American carrier destroying Iranian ships becomes propaganda tool. Russia claims American aggression, shows Iranian vessels defending sovereign waters, American vessels attacking, narrative shaped by Russian media globally. These scenarios are not theoretical. They are specific operational planning considerations. Pentagon must have rules of engagement covering each, clear orders, clear thresholds, clear communication with Russian forces. But clear communication requires established channels, trust, previous coordination, none of which exists between American and Russian naval forces in this theater currently. Recipe for miscalculation, accident, escalation? This is why Maritime Security Belt 2026 timing matters so much. Exercises create presence. Presence creates complication. Complication creates hesitation. Hesitation favors diplomacy over military action. Exactly Iran's objective. According to multiple military analysts, Russian and Chinese presence is more political than operational. Their ships are not numerous enough to change military balance significantly. But politically, they change everything. Political change means American strikes become not just Iran operation, but potential Russia confrontation, China confrontation, BRICS confrontation, not formally, but directionally. That direction deters more effectively than ships themselves. Now let me show you what Iranian media published about armed drones participating in exercises. Newest strategic platforms, deployed in significant numbers, names and specifications, classified intentionally. According to Fars News, armed drones used in exercise can engage both air and sea targets. Dual-purpose capability, can strike American aircraft, can strike American ships, all from Iranian coastal bases. These drones are pre-positioned, dispersed along Iranian coast, mobile, difficult to locate, difficult to destroy preemptively. Survive first American strikes, available for subsequent retaliation waves. Iranian drones have proven effectiveness. Houthis use Iranian-supplied drones against ships in Red Sea. Multiple hits, multiple damages, commercial shipping disrupted, insurance costs skyrocketed, effectiveness demonstrated repeatedly. Now Iran deploys these drones during exercises with Russia and China, demonstrates capabilities, shows coordination, practices targeting protocols, all while American carriers are within theoretical engagement range. Message sent clearly. The message is not necessarily we will attack. Message is we can attack. We are ready. We are coordinated. We have partners. Think carefully before striking us. That message has audience. American president, American military planners, American allies, insurance underwriters, oil markets, all receiving same demonstration simultaneously through these exercises, through this timing, through this location. According to the war zone analysis, Russian and Chinese vessel presence is more political factor than operational factor. But political factors determine whether authorization code transmits to Diego Garcia. Political factors mean Trump weighs international response, weighs alliance cohesion, weighs economic disruption, weighs Russian and Chinese reactions, all before authorizing B-2 launch. Political calculation determines military action ultimately, and Iran just made political calculation harder. Russia present in Hormuz, China recently present, Maritime Security Belt 2026 ongoing, Hormuz partially closed, all during Geneva talks, all synchronized deliberately. The synchronization forces Trump to choose between striking while Russian warships are present or waiting until exercises conclude. Striking during exercises creates immediate complications. Waiting gives Iran more fortification time. Either choice has costs, no perfect option, only trade-offs. That is strategic advantage Iran gains through timing these exercises now. During Geneva, during carrier deployments, during decision timeline, perfect convergence. According to latest reports from Geneva, talks continue despite military posturing. Both sides still discussing enrichment caps, verification protocols, sanctions relief schedules. Diplomatic path remains technically open. But Maritime Security Belt 2026 demonstrates military path is complicated by Russian and Chinese presence. Complicated does not mean impossible. Means riskier, more costly, more unpredictable, less attractive politically. That is the calculation these drills are designed to effect. Not prevent American strikes through military deterrence alone, prevent strikes through accumulated complications, political, diplomatic, economic, operational, all combined. The drills started this morning, continue for multiple days reportedly. Russian corvette remains at Bandar Abbas. Iranian vessels continue tactical formations. Chinese Type 055 data is shared, all coordinated continuously. And USS Gerald R. Ford arrives this weekend. 48 to 72 hours, Saturday or Sunday. 2 American carriers will be on station simultaneously, while Maritime Security Belt 2026 continues, all in same confined waters. The concentration of military power in Strait of Hormuz right now is extraordinary, unprecedented. 2 American carriers, Russian warships, Chinese recently, Iranian forces, all within 21-mile strait. And Geneva talks continue. Friday, tomorrow, Steve Witkoff meeting Iranian negotiators, discussing 4 deliverables: enrichment cap, verification frequency, sanctions schedule, missile framework, progress reported. But red lines remain reportedly. If Friday produces insufficient progress, Saturday authorization becomes possible, but Saturday authorization means striking while Russian corvette is in Hormuz during Maritime Security Belt exercises, with international observers present. That complication may delay authorization, push timeline right, buy Iran more time, more fortification, more concrete, more preparation, all purchased through timing these exercises now, strategic masterstroke potentially. The drills demonstrate what Iran wants Washington to understand. Striking Iran is not bilateral decision. Russia cares, China cares, BRICS cares, oil markets care, allies care. Consequences extend far beyond Iran itself. Those extended consequences are what Trump weighs currently. While Maritime Security Belt 2026 continues, while Russian sailors work in tandem with Iranian forces at Bandar Abbas, while Chinese Type 055 data is analyzed, while Geneva negotiates, while Ford deploys, while concrete pours at Parchin, while tunnel entrances remain buried at Isfahan, all happening simultaneously, all converging on same decision point, same timeline, same 48 to 96 hours. The drills will continue for days. Russian Defense Ministry said sailors work in tandem to ensure safety of civilian navigation. Ensuring safety is official purpose. Real purpose is demonstrating capability, coordination, readiness, and political messaging to Washington, to insurance markets, to oil traders, to allies, to everyone watching this crisis unfold. Russia and China stand with Iran, diplomatically at minimum, potentially more if necessary. That standing with creates hesitation. Hesitation creates space for diplomacy. Diplomacy might produce deal. Deal avoids war. War complicated by great power entanglement, all calculated carefully, all executed through these exercises. Maritime Security Belt 2026 started this morning. Continues now, while you watch this. While Geneva talks continue, while carriers approach, while Trump decides, and while concrete sets at Parchin, all racing towards same endpoint. The endpoint is either Friday deal or weekend strikes or extended timeline. 3 options, all affected by fact Russian corvette is in Hormuz right now, during potential strike window, complicating authorization, achieving Iran's objective. The objective was never preventing American strikes through military power. Objective was making strikes complicated enough that diplomacy becomes preferable. These drills advance that objective, successfully so far. But the drills ensure political costs are visible, calculable, undeniable. Russian ships present, Chinese data collected, BRICS alignment demonstrated, oil markets nervous, allies pressuring, all created through maritime security belt 2026 timing. The timing was perfect. Exercises started as Ford departed Mediterranean heading east, as Geneva talks reached critical phase, as Trump's deadline approached, as all pieces converged. Perfect strategic choreography. Whether deal actually emerges depends on Friday, tomorrow, one day away. But the drills created space for that Friday, created pressure for progress, created costs for failure, all through presence, timing, coordination, with Russia and China. The presence continues. The coordination demonstrated, the message sent, and the decision approaches. Friday or Saturday, diplomacy or strikes, deal or destruction. All complicated now by Russian sailors working in tandem with Iranian forces at Bandar Abbas today, this morning. Right now. BRICS expanded in 2024. Iran, UAE, Egypt, Ethiopia joined as full members. 9 countries total. Combined economies exceeding G7 in purchasing power parity. BRICS naval coordination creates alternative maritime security architecture. Not US-led, not NATO-led. BRICS-led framework, covering Indian Ocean, Persian Gulf, South Atlantic potentially. According to Patrushev's statement, protecting trade routes is central objective. BRICS offers alternative protection framework to Western navies. Countries can choose. Choices create leverage affecting American influence. That erosion is strategic objective. Achieved through cumulative institutional building, Maritime Security Belt Series since 2019 builds toward that incrementally. 2026 iteration at maximum US-Iran tension magnifies impact. Now, let me show you what Iranian military statements reveal about drone swarm tactics practiced during exercises. Specific coordination protocols between drones and fast boats simultaneously. According to Iranian military briefing, armed drones provide targeting data for fast attack craft. Drones survey American carrier from altitude, calculate position, speed, direction, transmit to boats in real time. Fast boats then execute intercept course, swarm from multiple directions. Drones continue overhead surveillance, adjust targeting of carrier maneuvers. Entire system operates as integrated hunter-killer network. Practiced during these exercises extensively. Knowledge transfer works multiple directions. Russia provides cruise missile expertise. China provides electronic warfare techniques. Iran provides asymmetric small boat tactics. All 3 learn from each other. Capabilities improve collectively faster than individually. That synergy is what worries Pentagon most. Not any single capability. The integration, the coordination, the learning, all demonstrated in practice during maritime security belt exercises annually since 2019. Those gains matter if conflict occurs. Russian corvette could provide air defense for Iranian assets. Chinese electronic warfare could jam American communications. Iranian fast boats could exploit openings created by Russian and Chinese actions. These costs are what maritime security belt demonstrates to American planners. Not threatening equivalent military power, threatening sufficient integrated resistance to make operations prohibitively costly politically. Brent crude opened at $85.40 this morning. By noon, European time, reached $87.15. $2 increase within hours of drill announcement. Fear alone moves markets. Lloyd's Joint War Committee did not change official risk rating yet, but individual underwriters reportedly reducing coverage limits. Fewer insurers willing to underwrite full hull value for Hormuz transit currently. Reduced coverage availability equals reduced shipping capacity. Ships without adequate insurance cannot transit legally. Some ship owners choosing alternative routes. Cape of Good Hope instead of Suez and Hormuz. Adds 2 weeks delivery time. 2 weeks additional delivery time equals 40% more ships needed to maintain equivalent supply flow. 40% more capacity than global fleet possesses currently. Physical bottleneck creates supply reduction regardless of Iranian military action. That supply reduction appears in oil prices tomorrow, next week, accumulates over time. Fear of disruption creates actual disruption through market mechanisms. Iran does not need to fire shot. Exercises alone achieve economic effect. And if actual incident occurs during exercises, accidental or intentional, oil could spike $20 overnight. Market is primed, nervous, ready to panic. One headline is all it takes. That volatility gives Iran economic weapon. Exercises alone move markets. Exercises during American military buildup move markets more. Exercises with Russia and China move markets even more, all calibrated for maximum economic pressure. Those domestic costs are what Iran weaponizes through timing these exercises now, not defeating American military, defeating American political will, through accumulated costs, economic plus diplomatic plus operational plus alliance, all combined. Now let me show you the historical arc of maritime security belt exercises. How each iteration built toward 2026 across 7 years. 2019 first exercise, after U.S. withdrew from nuclear deal, focused on anti-piracy and search rescue. Message was cooperation possible among sanctioned states facing Western pressure. 2020-2021 exercises maintained continuity, expanded geographic scope, demonstrated commitment to annual coordination, institutional foundation strengthened, ambitions grew. 2022-2023 exercises added live fire components, submarine operations, three-dimensional warfare coordination, capabilities improved dramatically, realism increased significantly. 2024 to 2025 exercises after BRICS expansion. Iran now full member, institutional context transformed, largest exercises yet, built toward 2026 as most consequential. This arc shows planning, 7 years building capabilities, building coordination, all culminating in 2026 during U.S. pressure campaign. Preparation versus improvisation is Iran's strategic advantage. According to the war zone military analysis, American planners did not fully anticipate Russian and Chinese participation during potential strike window. Complication emerged during planning process, required adjustment, created delay potentially. Delay favors Iran, more fortification time, more diplomatic time, more opportunity for Geneva to produce something preventing strikes. Every day of delay is strategic victory for Iran currently. And these exercises create legitimate reason for delay. Cannot strike while Russian warships are present without considering consequences. Must plan for scenarios, must communicate intentions, must coordinate with allies, all takes time. Time that Iran uses, pouring concrete, burying tunnels, hardening facilities, coordinating with Russia and China, building BRICS alternatives, demonstrating costs, all simultaneously, all effectively, all advancing strategic objective of avoiding American strikes through accumulated complications. Now, let me show you what rules of engagement complications American commanders face during these exercises. Operational uncertainty imposed by Russian presence deliberately. American warships maintain defensive posture, can defend if threatened, cannot initiate unless under direct attack, but defining imminent threat is subjective. Commander decides in seconds. Iranian fast boat approaching at high speed. Reconnaissance, training, attack preparation. Wrong judgment either fails to defend ship or creates international incident. No good options. Complications multiply with Russian vessels nearby. Cannot shoot without considering Russian ship in vicinity. Debris might affect Russians. Russia might interpret as attack. Hesitation results. That hesitation is strategic objective. not defeating American capability, creating operational uncertainty, rules of engagement uncertainty, political uncertainty, all combined into tactical advantage for Iran. According to Radio Free Europe, drills include offensive formation scenarios, practicing attacks, Russian corvette and Iranian boats coordinating against simulated carrier, practice today, potentially real if conflict occurs. The practice is threat demonstration. We can do this. We have practiced. We are coordinated. Think carefully before authorizing strikes. Message is unmistakable. Delivered through exercises, amplified by Russian and Chinese participation. The amplification is what makes 2026 different. Previous exercises were Iran, Russia, China coordination. Important but limited impact. 2026 exercises happened during active U.S. military deployment against Iran, impact magnified exponentially. Magnified impact creates magnified complications, creates magnified hesitation, creates magnified political pressure for diplomacy instead of military action. All Iran's strategic objectives advanced through timing alone. Perfect strategic execution so far. Whether perfect enough to prevent strikes depends on Friday. Tomorrow, Geneva must produce something, 4 deliverables, enrichment cap, verification frequency, sanction schedule, missile framework, something Trump can announce as progress. Without progress. Friday, Saturday authorization possible despite exercises. Trump might conclude complications are manageable, benefits exceed costs. Iran must be struck regardless of Russian presence. Decision could go either way. But the exercises ensure decision is harder, requires more consideration, more consultation, more risk assessment, more political calculation. All delay authorization, all buy time, all advance Iran's objective. The objective is not preventing strikes with certainty. Objective is making strikes uncertain enough that diplomacy remains viable, that Trump chooses deal over destruction, that Friday produces something preventing Saturday. And Maritime Security Belt 2026 advances that objective measurably. Russian corvette at Bandar Abbas, Chinese data shared, coordination demonstrated, Hormuz portions closed, oil prices rising, insurance markets nervous, all created through exercises timed perfectly. The timing was strategic masterstroke. Cannot be emphasized enough. Exercises during American carrier deployment, during Geneva talks, during Trump deadline, during maximum pressure, perfect convergence, creating maximum complication, maximum hesitation, maximum diplomatic space. That space is what Friday negotiations occur within. Space created by military demonstrations, by economic leverage, by great power signaling, all combined, all synchronized, all executed through Maritime Security Belt 2026. The drills continue through weekend reportedly. Multiple days, sustained presence, sustained complication, sustained pressure, all while Ford arrives, while Geneva negotiates, while Trump decides, all racing towards same outcome determination point. That point is Friday or Saturday, diplomacy or strikes, deal or destruction. But the point is shaped by exercises happening now, by Russian presence, by Chinese participation earlier, by BRICS alignment, by oil market response, by insurance hesitation, all real, all consequential, all affecting decision. The decision rests with Trump ultimately, but the decision environment is shaped by Iran, shaped through strategy, through timing, through coordination, through Maritime Security Belt 2026. Perfect execution of plan developed over 7 years, culminating in this moment, this Friday, this Saturday, this decision.